Liverpool versus everybody. I'm here with Mame just to break down, which was yet another, what was yet another great European night for Liverpool. Mame, how you doing?
I'm good, thanks. Especially
So
after yesterday.
yeah, how can you not be right? So let's start with the lineup. I think yet again it's been another lineup where I think a lot of us probably should have expected it, but I think even seeing it. I don't even know if I can say it was mixed. Well, I'm sure there were some people who saw it and thought, this is that whole saying of this is the team that got us to the Champions League last year. But just give me some of your opinions when you saw the lineup, the players you didn't see playing, the players you did see playing in the midfield. What were your thoughts initially when you saw the lineup?
Well, I saw it coming. I saw it coming. I
Mm-hmm.
knew Klopp would go with Hendo, even though I wanted Fab to play.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, Naby was unavailable.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I thought that he would come. I hope that he would come with Fab, but with Hendo, I understood what he wanted to do. You know, and Milner too. He wanted to block Gnabry on that left hand side. And Hendo is good for that gegen pressing, even
Mm-hmm.
though we didn't really play that way, you know. But I understood what he wanted to do. And yeah, best thing that happened is that Hendo got injured. Sorry for that. And Fab came in. It was really a bit shaky in the first half, but
Mm-hmm.
after that second half performance was just solid, you know.
Yeah, I agree. As harsh as it sounds, I was saying the same thing. I was thinking, man, maybe it was a kind of a blessing in disguise for Hendo to get out again. Look, I like to think we still would have gotten the same result. We would have looked just as good with Hendo in there, but we all know, or I think we all know, Fab is probably more preferred in that DM role, just everything he brings with the team. So, um, yeah, just the performance overall, I personally was really, really proud. I'm happy with the team. This team just keeps fighting, and I think um, no matter what I always say Klopp is not above criticism and questioning things like that. But it does seem like every time, personally, I question him, the team comes out and puts a good performance in. So I should probably continue questioning him. But all jokes aside, um, Klopp has put this team back in um, contention. Consistently. It's the second year in a row, quarterfinals. And Liverpool are a team I would say that other teams would look at and say, hopefully, see if we can avoid them. I think we're doing all the right things and just back as one of the big names in Europe. Talking more in depth on the game. Um, I don't remember any time that Bayern in either leg really, really troubled us. And I think for all the talk about how great Lewandowski was, to me he was absent this both legs, and I think the only thing you can say to that is that Liverpool stepped up to the plate. A guy like Matip, who is a guy who's people have had different opinions about in his career, but I think more of the opinions have not been great ones. Talk to me about Matip and just how he's been in general since Lovren and Gomez have went down.
Matip was. We talk about Virgil van Dijk performance. Of course, it was great because he had the goal and he was just majestic. But
Mm-hmm.
Matip was solid, man.
Mm-hmm.
He was following Lewandowski everywhere. I
Everywhere.
just like they were like two plays when he just followed him into the midfield
Mm-hmm.
area and bullied him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Lewandowski is a good player. You know, some people say he flopped and everything, but hey, these guys were solid, man. They were solid in the midfield. They cut all the distribution, and when he got the ball, when he was served, even before he got the ball, there was some Matip or Van Dijk on him. He couldn't do nothing. This was a defensive masterclass.
Yep. Yep.
Matip
And
was solid, and he
mm-hmm.
he's been showing it for a few weeks now since
Mm-hmm.
Lovren and thing was out. But he's really good. He's really really good. He impressed me with the aggressiveness. You know, I always thought he was a soft defender. That's what we all thought. But yesterday he was so aggressive, and that's what I want to see from him.
Yeah, and the question I really want to ask you is because there was so much talk about how how Bayern had turned it on recently, and they've been smashing teams like Wolfsburg and somebody else 6-0, 6-1 in the Bundesliga coming into this game. Whereas in the first leg, people were saying, they're not even at the top of their league right now. Maybe they're getting older. How much of this result over two legs? Because let's remember the first leg, even more so now, looks even better, because of what we did in the second leg. But the fact that we kept a clean sheet at home, I thought was really, really important. And even in this game, the goal that they got on the scoreboard was from our own goal. So how much of it is Bayern, kind of the old guard is changing and they're just maybe not at that level anymore? And how much it was Liverpool just being that much more of a superior team?
I think it's not about Bayern not being at the usual level. It's about
Okay.
Liverpool being a superior team. Because tactically, like yesterday's game was very, very tactical.
Especially in the early stages. Yeah.
Exactly, because Bayern on both legs they didn't play the same way. And yesterday they were expecting us to play differently. I mean, they were expecting the usual Liverpool, you know, and we showed them some really mature performance. We didn't go at them, you know, we didn't stress them too much, and they didn't know what to do, you know. They didn't know, wow, maybe we should go at them, but if we go at them, they will counter us. So they were just there. They were just like a random team, just waiting for things to happen.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I just like to ask those questions, just kind of that was advocate and see what the feeling is out there about that. Obviously, there'll be people who are saying, "Oh, this Bayern team isn't what they used to be," whatever the case may be. But as you said, I just think Liverpool just showing in the Champions League that we're a force to be reckoned with. And for all the talk of how easy, quote unquote, the run was last season. This season is, if that's even the case, this season definitely won't be. You think about the last teams that are in it, really, really tough matches. I'm sure everybody has their opinions on who they would rather play and who they want to avoid, which we'll get into a little bit later. But let's get right into it, man. Sadio Mane. I mean, unbelievable since the turn of the year. This guy can't be stopped. It's almost unconscious now. He's scoring with his left. He's scoring with his right. He's scoring off balance. He's scoring with his head. I mean, just really, really hungry. And I think me and you were speaking about. I think I mentioned to you something about him, and I don't know if this is true or not. But what I'm feeling is that him not getting the African player award. Yes, his teammate got it. Yes, they're cool. I don't think there's any beef or jealousy. But I think within Mane's mind, I think he feels like he's the best, and he's surely playing it like it. So just talk to me about Mane, man. What is the? I mean, this run that he's on, this scoring almost every damn game, almost being like the guy that gets things started for us almost all the time. That first goal, that's all him. Surely it was somebody who passed the ball. I don't even know who it was, but that's him having the presence of mind, putting a move on Manuel Neuer, who I last I heard was the best keeper in the world, and finishing that goal. And that really, really just opened up the game for us. That really did it, and I think this kind of panic and confusion that you speak about with Bayern not knowing what we were doing, that made things even worse. At home, knowing that they had to score double if we scored one. Talk to me about Mane, man. What is this guy on right now?
And well, there's a lot of things to talk about. Mane is that kind of guy. This period of the year, he's just crazy. I don't know what he's on, and I think a lot of things come from club too. Because if you see like last year and even the beginning of this year, the team played for Salah, you know, and Mane is a team player. He do whatever club tells him to do, and that's what he does in the national team. That's why we criticize him because he doesn't take his responsibility. Sometimes the coach tell you do this, but if you feel that you can win the game, just do what you got to do, you know.
Sure.
But he follows every tactical instructions from the coach. But now from now on, I think he's been taking much more his responsibility. You know,
Hmm.
he would go for the goal. Usually he would pass the ball like yesterday, the first goal. If it was Mane, like I won't say the old Mane, but if it
Hmm.
was before, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't go for that solo goal.
Mm. Okay.
You
You
know,
dump it off. You dump it off to whoever was closest.
exactly.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and 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 about Salah being selfish, is I think people should stop saying that because Salah used to play the same way. The only difference, he would score. He could
Yep.
square the ball, but he would do a solo individual stuff and score. And
Yep.
when it goes in, people don't complain. But he's
Nope.
always been playing like that,
I agree.
and everybody knows it.
I agree.
You know, and the thing with Mane too is that I think that he won the spotlight this year because at
He's playing like
the
it, man.
yeah
Yeah.
at the African Player of the Year award, he said it. He said, "Yo, I'm really disappointed, but I can promise you I will win this award." That's what he said.
Mm. Mm.
you know,
Mm.
so he's going for it. I think he's tired of being in the shadow. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. Someone just said that the outside of the foot cross from Mane was nice from Salah, and it was, and that was really
Yeah,
really
it
nice to
was
see
it was a
to end the game
great
like that.
piece of play.
Oh, that
Wow.
was beautiful. That touch, I mean, that was right. The only he put it in a place that only Mane could get to it with that cat like speed, with that presence of mind. Um, just a beautiful guy, man. That black skin, those white teeth, that receding hairline, the golden strip through his hair. Just it's a beautiful. I love watching Mane play, man, and that's with the front three, you're not going to always get everybody, as the word they like to use, clicking, but you need one guy to take the game by the scruff of the neck. And that's been more times than not Mane. The games that we've gotten 1-1, he's opened the scoring. He's looked more of the threat. So just really, really, really good to see him playing like this. The other side is that the more our players start to look good on a world stage like this, the more teams come knocking. We're not going to make this a podcast about players leaving, but it always makes me wonder when we have a guy in such a rich vein of form because everyone's watching. Believe it. So,
Yeah,
but
especially,
yeah,
especially yesterday, everybody was watching,
yeah. I mean, that's big
and
because yeah, good.
yeah, and yeah, I told you that he wanted to join. He was ready to join, Real Madrid,
Mm,
and one of the reason was that he was being in the shadow. He was forced to by the system we were playing. But hopefully this year the system kind of changed recently, where
mm-hmm,
like the front three, everybody everybody takes his responsibility. You know,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
so maybe that can change something, but they'll come for him again.
Oh yeah,
I'm
no, oh
sure.
yeah, that's yeah. You can't deny that. I mean, there's definitely in the summertime we're definitely going to hear lots about it, and not just him. A few players, I think, to be
Yeah,
honest.
a few player. Genie has
Especially
been Genie has
yeah,
been
yeah,
phenomenal.
yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah.
and yeah, and even Trent too.
Hmm.
Well, some people are talking about him being the best right back in the world. I think it's way too
Yeah, and that's
that's
the
way too
thing,
much. Come
we,
on.
we don't need to even start saying stuff like that as a fan base. Trent is a fine player, but he
Yeah,
has such much more room to grow. He does, and I don't mean that in a bad way. He has much more to improve on. He does consistency. There's games where no one's expecting him. Well, I'm not expecting him. I don't think you are either to have a hat trick of assist every game. But since that Watford game, we really haven't really seen anywhere near that level personally. Just as an example. So I think he's a great right back. To start talking about best right back in the world is pointless and also just not true at this
yeah.
point.
But something I realized too, we kind of underestimate our players because we see them every week. You know,
You're probably right. Yeah,
because
you're probably right on that.
people I talk to who watch probably Champions League and some big games in the Premier League,
Mhm.
they like And Robertson and Trent Alexander are the best right wing back pair in the world. Some people tell me that.
Mm.
And some of them even think Hendo is a beast. Like he's he's a very good player.
Hmm.
It depends who you talk to.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I mean,
Depends who you talk to.
you just named like three players there that people are saying are the best in the world, which you can only appreciate that. I mean, and yeah, I think you can say. I mean, look, listen, Van Dyke, I think is more of a guy that when you hear that is you think, yeah, I think he's solidifying that spot as
Oh
the
no,
best center back because he's
I
doing
won't
everything.
even mention Van Dijk, man. Van Dijk is just something else.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, this guy's on a different level. And again, I think we've spoken about it
Wow.
before, but the fact that he was kind of just, I mean, everyone always knew how good he was, especially when he came to Southampton. If you watched the Premier League, but how he was at these other, no disrespect to Celtic, no disrespect to Southampton or wherever else he may have played, maybe somewhere in the Dutch league at some point, but why is he just now kind of becoming this, world stage kind of guy? You know what I mean? And even when we got the transfer fee, people were to a point like, I don't know if that was hate or people just really were doubting him, but you're starting to see that now. And that transfer fee seems like a bargain now. I know that's a cliche, but it's so true. I mean, this guy
Yeah, but
does so many things for this team.
yeah, it's this is all about football, because your level, the level that you reach depends on the team and the coach, you know. And let's take someone like Mane. I don't think Mane would be at this level if he played under another coach.
Hmm.
Maybe he would, but he wouldn't be like this. And we can say the same about most of our players like Gini, Salah, even Bobby, you know. If they go straight to another team, they probably wouldn't have the same kind of performance, you know. And for
Yeah.
Van Dijk, I don't know. He's really good. I think he'd be like that in every team. But he came into Liverpool. Hendo is the captain, but I'm sorry, Van Dijk is the captain. He's the real captain. He's doing everything, every single thing, man. He's
And
the
not only,
boss.
and not only that, you can tell he has the respect of every other player on that pitch. You
Everybody.
know,
He's
the
he's,
goal
he's
from the
like their father.
goalkeeper to the seriously, he's literally the extension of Klopp in the game, and you need a guy like that. You need a guy who people are looking to or that can get them in line. And Van Dijk makes very rare mistakes. He makes them, but he has that kind of that thing about him. He has, and not every player has it. And Hendo just isn't that guy, and that's cool. But
He isn't that guy, and I
no, he's
think that
not, and
that's
that's
why
okay.
Club
It's okay.
that's why Club needed Milner so much,
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Milner was that kind of guy. But now we have Van Dijk, and he's playing every game. I don't know, like even you can see Milner influence, like diminishing right now
Hmm.
because of Van Dijk. Because this guy is just something else, man. I don't have the words.
Yeah, I don't know too many people that do. I mean, we end up kind of saying the same thing all the time. You hear Colossus, you hear best defender. I mean, and now he's putting goals in too. I mean, just phenomenal, phenomenal. And big games when we need him. And it's almost boring now because it's like every game he's going to be 8 out of 10, nothing less than that, really. 8 out of 10. So, but again, you mentioned a few players that people are talking about in these categories of the best in their position. Robertson, Trent, um,
Trent.
Van Dijk. I
Yeah.
think if Gomez played a full season, people would really be starting to talk about Gomez. Genie's
Yeah,
had an incredible.
but the thing is, right now, sometimes I ask myself if Gomez was that good, or is it that Van Dijk made him look that good? Because he's doing the same with Matip, and he did sometimes the same with Lovren. You know,
Yeah,
I'm not taking anything away from Gomez though. You know,
yeah. No, I get what you're saying. I mean, Fab looks good next to him too. It's almost anybody they put next to him. I mean,
exactly.
Milner could probably have 9 out of 10 games at center back if he played with him. So yes, there is some truth to that. But I think for me, um, Gomez was I think such a surprise for all of us, right? I mean,
Of course, of
I
course.
think we wanted to see him there, but no one really, because people were still up until the first game of the season, people were still saying, we should have gotten another center back. Should have gotten another center back. Gomez is not the dude. And then he he proved everybody wrong,
He
which
proved
was great. Which
everybody
was great.
wrong, and in some games he was even better than Van Dijk.
Exactly, and that's why I'm saying, like, even though we've seen Matip, Lovren, Fabinho, we've never really said, "Oh, this guy was on par or better than saving Van Dijk's ass." I remember there was a guy. I can't remember who team it was. It might have been Leicester. I don't know. Early in the season, um, I don't know if I could say Van Dijk made an error, but he didn't cover himself in glory, and Gomez kind of came in and saved the shot from going in. But I get what you're saying, though. I think Van Dijk is that good. I don't remember another time in history, really, honestly, if I really think back, where one player came in, and sure, other parts in the coaching and all that, but one player has come in and really just shut up any defensive liabilities that we had. I mean, in one season,
Yeah, yeah, because
even on the tail end of last season, you can tell we were improving. But this season, I mean, come on. And you think about the
yeah,
goals we concede, it's like silly stuff. It's not really necessarily defense breaking down. Go ahead.
exactly, because you usually see like a midfielder, offensive midfielder that get people, other players better, or forwards or something like that. But it's central defender. That's unbelievable. This guy is doing everything. He makes the defensive line look good. He makes the midfielder look good. He makes the front three look good sometimes because like that pass to Mane yesterday, unbelievable. And it's not the first time that he did those kind of passes. You know,
Yeah.
he's he's just on another level, man.
Yep.
I don't know what to say.
Every single damn game. I mean, it's ridiculous now. Let's spend some questions about who we want in the Champions League quarterfinal. So let's just talk about that. Um, and let's first start with you and I don't know. I mean, is there any team that you particularly want to go against? Is there any team that you particularly don't want to? And who do you think we probably will get? I know it's a loaded question, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, for me, for real, I think it's too early to play against Juve. You know, it's not that I fear them, but I don't want to play them right now.
Okay.
Maybe in the semis or the finals. Hopefully, we get there. I don't want to play against Ajax because
Okay.
they got nothing to lose. Because playing
Mm.
it, it's just like us last year. You know, in
Right.
the same
Yeah.
situation. You don't want to play those kind of teams
Yeah.
because they can surprise you.
Especially when
You
they're not
know,
expected to do too much. So
yeah. Any other team, no problem. Especially Porto. I can
right.
Porto is good for us. They're still traumatized by those 5 nils.
I was just responding to Thompson in the comments. I forgot Porto was still in it. I forgot they beat Roma. So yeah, but that'd be
Yeah,
nice. I take that. Yeah.
you don't want to play the underdog, man. You don't want to play the underdog.
Yeah.
And the real underdog here is Ajax.
Yeah.
Those boys are good, and yeah, I don't mind playing against Barca. True, they're very good, but their defense is whack. I'm sorry.
Who's this?
Barca defense, Barcelona.
Barcelona. Yeah. See, a lot of people are scared of Barca, and I agree with what you're saying.
No, of course you got to be scared of Messi. You got to be scared of him. But yo, I'm not scared of them. I'm not scared of
I
that
hear you.
team,
I
man.
agree. I agree.
I'm not scared of that team. I don't want to play City or Manu or Tottenham or those stuff,
Yeah, I'm
man.
worried about that too. It feels so heavy with the Premier League teams that it might be inevitable that we get one of them. And I really hope that doesn't happen. But at the end of the day, if it does, it does, and that's cool. I'd like to uh, avoid City at this point. Not scared of them, but just like to
Yes.
avoid City at this point. The semifinal is one thing, but I'd like to avoid them now. But again, I think that so the draw is tomorrow, right?
Yeah, tomorrow,
So
tomorrow.
we'll be able to find out what that is. Somebody said what happened to Liverpool winning the league by Christmas. Okay. City will arrive in a tank this time. Juventus is a great matchup for us. Yeah, I mean, I think you can make an argument for all the teams remaining why they're good matches. I mean, some teams more than others. As much as I kind of agree with you about Juventus, I think that would be a really good match. But uh, most of the teams remaining, it's going to be a tight. I think it's what we did to Porto last season. I don't know if I think they're slightly a bit better this season from what I saw, what I watched in the Roma.
Yeah,
Uh,
they're a bit better, and we're playing differently. Last year we were playing we were just, as I said, we had nothing to lose. We were the underdogs, and we were playing like crazy, that judging pressing, and we're not doing that anymore. Like we really surprised the whole world yesterday because they were waiting for a different Liverpool. We just came very mature performance, professional, very tactical, and people were like, "Wow, I didn't know Liverpool had that." It's something
yeah,
really different. I really enjoyed it.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it was just a great night, and so much nervousness personally going into the game, and kind of dreading the lineup because knowing what it was going to be, and Liverpool really, really just answered the bell, and I think overall back to front. Really, really great performance. There were no passengers. Nobody went hiding. I think collectively everybody did their job to a
Yeah,
man,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and that was really, really good to see. I mean, everybody, even if I tried to find someone to complain about, couldn't really do it. So, good to
And
see
and
Origi come
and
on late.
Bayern were really physical. It was a really difficult game because those guys, especially the center backs, those guys were very physical with Salah, with Mane. They would come at them harsh.
Yeah.
And I think it's the first time that we witnessed a defensive player like that. They were really aggressive.
Hmm. Yeah. I mean, it's nice. I think we can segue to the league now, and I believe Fulham is not up next. Is that accurate? Fulham.
Yep, yep, Fulham.
Fulham is up next. So we seem to have a City. I don't know if Jeffrey's a City fan or he just really likes City. So he's got some comments in the. So since he's talking about it, we'll talk about it. I don't really like to talk about City too much, but there's a talk that you can't really get away from, and that's we have a chance to go ahead of them briefly because I guess they have the League Cup or whatever semifinal, final, whatever it is. Um, Throughout this season, we've had moments to take advantage of City dropping points. Newcastle, people wanted to celebrate Rafa, and they won the league in some people's mind on that day. Are you ever worried, or I shouldn't say ever, are you worried that City could drop points, whether they draw or lose, and Liverpool won't be ready to take advantage of that? Or are you confident that if we get one more chance, Liverpool will take it, and then that'll be the league?
Yeah, I definitely believe that if we get one more chance,
Mm-hmm.
City is done. City is done. The thing is, in my head, at the beginning of the season, I was like, if we go to the last 10 to 5 games and we around City, maybe a point or 2 points behind, that's great. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, we had the occasion to go to be first at this moment, let it pass, but it happens because it's football. The same way City drops points, the same way we did. There's nothing we can do about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's football. But now the thing is, we cannot make any other mistake.
Nope.
We have to win all our games,
Yep.
not even draws. We
No,
have to
no.
win
At least that
everything.
should be the mentality because I think,
Yeah,
well, and one more drop from Liverpool, and we've given it to City. We
exactly.
still have
And,
a
and
very slim chance now, but if we mess up one more time, draw loss, that's it. So,
exactly. And if we win all our games and City end up winning the league, well, yo,
hats off to
there's
them. I
nothing
mean,
we can do about that. That's just City is too good. That's it.
yeah, yep.
That's
They're
it.
going to go down as legendary, a legendary side with this manager. If
Exactly.
any other year, Liverpool would have gobbled this league up by now already. But
Any other team that had the kind of performance we're having this year, the
yeah,
kind of results, they
yep.
would win the league.
I mean, the idea that we've only got one loss but we're fighting at the top. And I get it, the draws. I know the math is the problem, but that's. I mean, when you think about it, it's like, man, this will be either way a really, really good season for Liverpool. And it hurts to say that because if we don't win it, then it'll feel. But I mean, this has been a great season so far. No matter how we want to slice it, in the Champions League, in the league, you know, um, it'll go down as one of the best seasons. So I'm happy with what we're
Exactly.
doing, and I believe that, as you said, if we're given, quote unquote, if we're given another chance, I believe that we will. I hope the boys believe that, and I really see us finishing this season strong, one way or another, whether it be the league, the Champions League, or both.
Or both, exactly.
I was bringing up Shaqiri and Origi for Fulham. What are your thoughts? I mean, it's still kind of early, but just give me some of your opinions on. Do you think we should switch things up or kind of stay the same?
Bro, I'm telling you the truth. Now I just trust Klopp, man. He does
Right,
whatever he wants.
right. No, I hear you on that. I know it almost
Yeah,
feels like
but
why question him
but
anymore? But yeah,
yeah, but of course, I want to see Shakiri on the field. It's been a while, you know. I don't know what happened with Naby. What's the length of his injury? But I want to see him too, you know. But hey, why you want to change the teams that winning? You know,
yeah, yeah,
if Klopp thinks that we would have a good performance with the same squad, well, let's go with it. I don't care. All I want is the win, nothing else.
yep,
Nothing
yep.
else.
I tend to agree. I think I will continue to say things like Klopp is having a laugh on Twitter, just because I feel like anytime I question Klopp, we do well. But yes, I mean, I think, to be honest, you really just can't. I mean, he's proven it over and over and over, that
Yeah.
because he sees the team every day. We get it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with seeing a
Exactly.
lineup and thinking, wait, where's Fad? Where's Naby? I know Naby was hurt allegedly or whatever, but there's nothing wrong with that, especially when you've seen these guys play together, and you realize that, in my opinion, I think Genie, Fab, and Naby is the best. Not the best. It's
Yeah.
definitely one of the best. To me, that's the best midfield for Liverpool, personally. I don't know if I ever see that again this season,
Yeah.
but that's okay. That's okay. As long as we're doing
People.
what we have to do, getting the wins, then yeah. And I think against Fulham, we can really, really get some of those goals back for the goal difference. That could be, a 4 or 5 or more. So I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves, but I think that's a game where we can, get some of the goals back, especially knowing that City aren't going to be playing at the weekend. So excited about it.
Yeah.
Uh, nice run in. International break. Somebody said I hate it. Yeah, it's coming up soon, but maybe it's much needed. I hope it's not something where it's like these quote unquote breaks or trips that Klopp's taking the team away and we come back flat. Because I think on the other side of that is Tottenham, right? Is Tottenham the first game back after the international break?
Yeah, I think it's Tottenham.
Yeah.
It's
So
Tottenham.
just got to stay on top of it, man. The guys got to stick together, and I think we'll be fine, man.
Yeah, we should be because I think now the I mean everybody knows that we cannot allow to commit any other mistake, make any other mistake. We have to win everything. We have to be on point, whether it's the league or the Champions League. We don't have the choice.
Yep.
You
Yep.
know.
And there was a lot of people saying things like, this is what I wanted to ask you before we get off. At
Hmm.
any moment, did you think, you know, I'd rather us go out in the Champions League and just focus on the league? Because there's people who had that frame of mind, like, let's just
No,
let's just let's just go to
never.
Champions League. Yeah, I don't get that. I don't get that mentality. It's really strange. I mean, I'm
Yo,
sorry,
you
I get it, but I just don't agree with it. I know people are so starved for
that's
the league. I get it, but you got to win these.
that's
Good.
that's a small club mentality, man.
Yep. Yep.
Like when you're a competitor, you want to win everything,
Yep.
everything. If you cannot win everything, you have to at least choose two. You cannot go only for the league.
Yep.
You can lose the league, and then what? You lost everything.
Right. Exactly.
That's stupid. That's
Yep.
really stupid. Imagine we went for the league and we just okay, fuck the Champions League. We went out, and now City is in front of us.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean,
We have
We
to
not
play
not
for everything, and we can end up winning both.
we could.
That's a
That's an
possibility.
actual yes. That is a reality. That is definitely a possibility, and I mean that 100% wholeheartedly. So we got not.
And I believe and I believe we can.
Oh, no doubt. The run
I
that we're on
strongly
now,
believe we can.
yeah, the mood that we're in now, the way Liverpool are playing, we definitely can. We got knocked out of the other two competitions. These are the bigger of the bigger two of the four. So no, I think there's everything to play for, and I think somebody tried to get Klopp into a trap question before the game, and he mentioned Manchester
Yeah, they
United.
always do that. And Club did the gave them the right answer.
Oh yeah,
Because just talk about City. City is not far from losing from dropping points. They've been winning those games 1-0,
yep,
you know,
yep.
and stuff. And it happened to us. There were some games that we were about to draw, but we won 1-0 or something
Mm-hmm.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
Mm-hmm.
it would happen. I'm I'm not sure they will win against Manu. You know, not because Manu is good, but they will give their all, and they're fighting for the top four. You know, this top four race is crazy.
Mama is going to be so tight, man. Because let's be honest. I mean, Spurs could step up against us and play really well and show, who they really are, and maybe the City. But Spurs are slowly but surely falling out, man. They're falling away, and I just don't believe that they're going to really cause City any trouble. United, I think, is the game that maybe, but you never know. It could be a
Exactly.
team. It could be a team that we're not even mentioning. I mean, they did lose to Newcastle.
Yeah.
That's good.
Palace and Newcastle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I
exactly.
mean, you never. It could be one of those teams. I don't know I don't know their schedule, but I mean, it could be a team that we don't even expect. So, but again, that's why I always say it's really about what Liverpool do, because even if City do drop points or slip up, Liverpool have to capitalize, and if we don't do that, then there's no point even talking about it. So it really doesn't matter what.
Even if they don't, we have to win. Even
Yeah.
if they win or lose, we have to win.
Oh yeah, no, for sure, for
We
sure.
don't even we didn't even have to look at them. Let's just play, and at the end of the season, we see we have to win every game.
Yeah.
It could be the last game they drop points, so
Yeah, never
we have
know.
to win everything.
But again,
Everything.
that's why it's good that we're still in two competitions. Something that a lot of teams can't really say. So excited about it. Excited about the run in. Can't wait to see Liverpool play again. I guess that's Sunday again. It's going to seem like forever from now, even though it's Thursday.
Yeah, Sunday.
It's like 3 Sunday games in a row, killing me. But yeah, excited about that. Mame, man, thank you for making time for us today. Just
Oh,
we had to get
it's a
on here to talk, man.
pleasure.
I know you were. I know you were just excited as I was watching that game. It was unbelievable performance. But
Oh yeah, yeah.
we'll try to come back sometime between or sometime between now and maybe the Fulham game or after that. So try to get you back on sooner than later.
Okay, bro. Thanks for having me, man.
Enjoy the rest of your week. Talk soon.
Yeah, good day.